Hey, what's up everybody? My name is D and welcome back to Toy Cave. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Chronicles movie Skeletor figure by Mattel. I had found this guy the other day randomly at Target and thought he looked pretty cool. Now, to be honest, growing up, I was never really the biggest He-Man fan, but I do remember having the original He-Man figure and Skeletor figure. I guess they were hand-me-downs from my brothers, I'm not sure. But I always thought Skeletor was a pretty cool looking figure. So first looking at the package, you can see the Masters of the Universe Chronicles logo up top. You can see the figure displayed clearly. You can see that a hand has come loose. I could tell that it's at the bottom of the package. You can see a picture of movie Skeletor and He-Man right there on the side. Here's a picture of Skeletor in a pose in the back. A couple more poses right here. There's a couple more figures in the line that you can get. Well, actually just Trapjaw and the same Skeletor that we're taking a look at. Here's another picture of Skeletor right there. And for anyone who's interested in getting this figure, there's a look at the barcode. Now, without further ado, let's open this guy up and take a look. All right, now that I got Skeletor out of the package, so far I like what I see. This figure has a lot of cool texture. You can see right here on the hood, all that texture, all that detail work. It continues on this piece, all the way down the cape. I like these designs. I don't know if these were supposed to be painted in the movie, but they look pretty cool. And flipping them around, I don't know how well you could tell, but Skeletor has like a whitewash all over his body. Let me shed some more light on him, and you could also see those red eyes peeking through. He has this red jewel looking thing on his chest piece. His fingernails are pointy and painted white. He has all this cool detail throughout. You can see that it continues on his skirt and belt pieces all the way down to his boots. No treads on the bottom though. And you can see all that, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like exposed skin, muscle texture. At first I thought this guy was direct reuse of the He-Man, but nah, there's like something unnatural about the way this guy's skin looks, which I would expect from Skeletor. There you go. Here's another look at his eyes. Those eyes look crazy. Yeah, I really like how that came out. Yeah, man. This Skeletor is really cool. He doesn't really come with a crazy amount of accessories. He has that open hand that you can see and that fist that you can see that are on the figure right now. Other than that, he has this gripping hand. You can see the nails right there, painted very well. And this gripping hand for the other side for holding his staff. And his staff, I really like. You can kind of see like the eyes are like a clear material that catch light pretty well. Let me shine the other light on it again, see what it does. Yeah, you can see that. That looks pretty badass. I like the way that looks. And it's like a ram skull. You can see the spine going into the rest of the staff right there. I see a lot of paint wash and nice detail throughout going down. Whoop, and focus. Yeah, man, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty nasty. Here's a look at Skeletor holding up his staff. Here he is again in a more neutral pose. Still looks pretty intimidating. Just wanted to take a look at those gauntlets again. Yeah, I love that clear plastic they use for the eyeballs, for the ram skull, or whatever that thing is. Man, they did a really good job. Yep, I like this a lot. Now we're gonna take a quick look at Skeletor's articulation. Starting off with his head, there is a head and a neck joint. So with both of those, he can look up about that much. The cape and all that with the hood does hinder his looking up ability. Not so much looking down. He could pretty much bury his chin. Another thing I like is his jaw is articulated. You can see some of the blue paint from his neck in there, but if you tilt it up, that disappears. It kind of looks like he's doing his little whatever the hell he did. I don't know if that was really in the show or that was just a meme, but yeah, that looks good. And I like how they achieved that. They actually, all they did is paint the top of the neck black just to avoid that blue poking through his mouth at all times, which I like it. I mean, that's some extra thought that they didn't really even have to put in there. But yeah, he could spin his head all the way around too. The shoulders, they have some movement with them. They got a lot back, a little bit forward. I believe that's something similar to what McFarlane does with their shoulder joints. He also has some bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, that upper diaphragm, and a lower waist joint. He gets a lot of movement there. Oh, some decent movement. I think it could be better. Maybe I'll pop this thing apart just to see if I could give him a little bit more ab crunch. But not bad compared to some figures. He could also lean back, tilt side to side, twist all the way around on both joints. As far as his legs go, he can kick out about that much, kick forward about that much, kick back about that much, and very little thigh swivel. Hate to keep bringing up McFarlane, but yeah, this is, well, I wouldn't say it's as bad as a lot of McFarlane figures, but definitely could be better. He can bend his knee with his double jointed knees about that much. Maybe a little bit more if you push it. It's pretty good either way. He does have boot swivel, which is much appreciated. He has ankles that can move down, move up, spin all the way around, and he does have ankle pivot. Now, from the top of his head, the Skeletor stands at about 6.5 inches. And now, as far as size comparisons go, I don't have any other He-Man related action figures, but I will show him off next to some other 6-inch scale figures that I have in my collection. Starting off, here's another villain that likes to wear purple, and that is the movie Green Goblin. I think they scale pretty well together. I think you definitely could fit these guys in a scene together if you wanted to. That's how that looks. Here's also the Deadpool and Wolverine Wesley Snipes blade, which I added a custom wired trench coat to. I think that they scale pretty well together. That's a couple of movie figures. And for a Mattel comparison, here's a figure that I randomly got off my shelf, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I think that these Mattel wrestling figures are a bigger scale because Shawn Michaels is, I believe, 6'1", or was 6'1" in his prime, and he towers over Skeletor. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Man-Thing. Man-Thing is huge next to Skeletor. Let me do a little something, maybe get him into frame a little bit better. There you go. I think that they go together well. Like I said, I don't have any other Masters of the Universe figures, but Man-Thing seems to look like a creature that might be in He-Man. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're more well-versed in He-Man than I am, which you probably are, because I never really watched the show growing up. And last but not least, just for a random comparison, here he is with the NECA Gizmo. All right, guys, that was my look at the Masters of the Universe Chronicles movie Skeletor figure by Mattel. And my final thoughts about this figure are it's pretty cool. I really like this figure. I really enjoyed messing around with him, posing him around. Some figures I don't hold on to, but I believe I will when it comes to this Skeletor. He just looks really imposing and badass, and I just don't mind having this guy in my collection, even though I'm not the biggest He-Man fan. I like this guy so much that I more than likely will pick up the He-Man figure from the movie just to have a companion piece for Skeletor. Only other thing I could say about this guy is maybe heat him up a little bit. Sometimes when you're changing out the hands, it doesn't seem like they pop in all the way. They don't really fall out, but just something about it feels like it's not secure. I don't really know how to explain it. But yeah, man, I definitely recommend this figure, even if you're not a He-Man fan, even if you're just a fan of cool action figures. Now, if you are interested in picking this guy up, I will leave an affiliate link in the description and also in the comments pinned. So let me know what you guys thought of this review. Let me know what you guys thought of this figure and if you're going to pick him up. And like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.